Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining the meaning of knowledge and ego. Here, knowledge is effect of constant vigilance that we exercise in the world, and whatever we see to analyze and get the essence of it. Whole world, if you see human life from birth to death, what all we do and all things we live and go away, all acquired things including knowledge ends there. Next birth, no knowledge will be there, tendency to learn will be there, and new life begins free from all past memories, absolutely zero. Anything in the spiritual life, what you have struggled in your life, whatever spiritual experiences you have, and whatever mantra given by Guru, it will go with the jiva to the next birth in a separate compartment where the karmic load is stored. It's called karmashaya. In karmashaya, these things will go, all things will be lost. So when Sri Ramakrishna says, God alone is the doer and none else, that is knowledge. God alone is the doer and none else. So many people claim, I am doing this, I will do this, I will do that. So also we also go on telling, I have done this, I am going to do this, I have been doing this. But who is doing? When we see, as if looks like I am doing with my energy, with my knowledge, with my capacity, but where is this I? And what does it mean? When we become old, when we are on the bed, lying down helplessly, nobody to attend to us, not even a person to give water, let alone expressing love and compassion. Nobody is there. Then we will understand who was doing all these years. If I was doing, I have to do now also when the old age comes. I should have been doing what I am doing in my early infancy. No, nature, when she brought us into this world as an infant, I was completely helpless, unable to move even in the bed. Mother has to feed, mother has to clean, and everything. Nature went on giving me energy, strength, everything, knowledge, understanding, language, physical strength, intellectual strength, capacity to see, observe and understand, reaction, all this nature gave, and one by one she withdraws as we grow old. Strength will go away, memory will also fade down. How whatever nature gave and nature has taken it away, you can say God has given and God took it away. Because the thing is, it was nature's power, It was God's power which was making me do. If but for that, I would not have been doing. And what is this ego also? When we are asleep, there is no ego. When we enter into deep sleep, the Prakriti, nature, all aspects of nature, I separate from physical existence, bodily existence. In the gross waking state, the gross body from which I withdraw, enter into sleep, I am separating from the gross body. I am entering into dream world, and I am withdrawing from the subtle body. Dream ends, just like waking state ends, dream state also ends. I enter into deep sleep, leaving all my whatever I have acquired from nature, knowledge, understanding, my tendencies, my desires and ambitions, all this, including my identity, bodily identity, dream identity, all these identities I live in the causal body and separate from all entire nature and become one with the cosmic consciousness, the Ishvara, the Lord of the universe. Experience again my pending karmas, my desires and ambitions I have kept in dormant state. They start calling. They come to maturity. Yes, come back, time. And again I collect back and come. Till now I don't have ego. And the moment I touch the causal body, one by one start waking up. All the data I have gathered, knowledge, identity and all get activated. Then when I come to when this Chaitanya is touching the Jada, the ego starts manifesting. Ego doesn't belong to me at all. Ego belongs to nature. These are all nature's part, from body to intellect. Entire thing, body, senses, mind, intellect, all these belong to nature. Even energies, prana, belong to nature. My Chaitanya Swarupa, this Jada and Chaitanya, the consciousness and matter, when they come together, when consciousness tries to express through the matter bodily existence, immediately a ego shoots up. I am here, I am this body. It identifies with the body. It doesn't identify with the self. Because it is sprung from the nature, from the bodily existence it has sprung. It identifies with the body and says, I am this, I am going here, I am going there, I am doing this, I am doing that. Then I goes on telling. When I sleep, that I dissolves. Waking self and waking ego dissolves, and dream state and dream ego awakens. How you see this ego is a part of nature and it's a part of mind also. Mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. These are part, and it is a part of the subtle body, sukshma sharira. Pancha jnanendriya, pancha karmendriya, pancha prana, buddhi, manas. These are the ego is a part of buddhi, and memory, chitta, is a part of mind. These two belongs to the subtle body, sukshma sharira. And in sukshma sharira, which is independent, of which you are independent of that sukshma sharira, ego belongs to that. It belongs to Prakriti. It is a part of mind, collective mind whole, mind stuff. Mind stuff contains mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, which is your external sheath. It is just like your cloth. When you see yourself as Chaitanic existence, this is just a cover over the self. So that ego, what all it does. So God alone is real doer and none else. You see that Chaitanya which is within, Because of that light of the Chaitanya on all this, the Chaitanya is a part and parcel of God. Because God is within me, all these are get Chaitanya. It becomes Chaitana. Mind becomes consciousness because the consciousness as God is within me. So the light of consciousness, when it falls on all these layers of Prakriti, nature, they become as if they themselves are consciousness, conscious entity. Now, mind is matter, senses are matter, body is matter. The moment the Chaitanya, touch of Chaitanya, body becomes alive, active, and it becomes as if it is self-conscious entity. Mind is matter by the light of consciousness. When you are asleep, when you are unconscious, mind will not work. When you are consciousness only, when you are conscious only, the mind starts working. So consciousness must be there, and light of consciousness must pervade the mind to become conscious and active and work. Now this consciousness is making the mind work through its light. It is energizing. It is giving life to mind and making it. Who is the doer? Suppose a pen, I am writing, the pen starts telling, I am writing, I am writing. Who is the writer? Let it write when the writer is not there. Let the pen write. No, it cannot write. Let the mind work when I am unconscious. It cannot work. Let the body work when I am unconscious or in deep sleep. No, it cannot do. It is doing by the power of Chaitanya. Mind is working, by ego is working by the Chaitanya's presence. Behind it is the consciousness. So light of consciousness falls on the ego, and ego starts functioning immediately. So God as the consciousness, the Shuddha Chaitanya within you is the God, the universal consciousness. It is present, it is expressing through all the bodies as Jivatman. Paramatman, the all-pervading consciousness, is expressing in and through every body to make it alive. The presence of consciousness, expression of consciousness through matter is life. Life is expression of consciousness through matter. So this consciousness is God. Matter is Prakriti. Whole bodily existence, the entire body-mind complex belongs to nature. Finally it will go away. It has to be, it is within the time and space limits, and it goes away. So we will be, as Chaitanya, we have to reach back our home, the eternal, the transcendental realm. We have to enter. So here Sri Ramakrishna says, what is knowledge? God alone is the doer. This understanding, it is the effect of the constant analysis of this world through power of discrimination. Viveka. When Viveka comes, the knowledge comes. This is not the knowledge of the self-knowledge or the Brahman knowledge or the God realization knowledge, but this is the knowledge that is going to enlighten, light the lamp of the real knowledge, the supreme knowledge. So this knowledge, what is the knowledge? Oh, I am a mere instrument in His hand. With realization, this knowledge also comes. He alone is the doer. All jivas are just puppets moved by Him. So this is knowledge. Then this knowledge makes me slowly dissolve my ego. So Ramakrishna refers to this knowledge and ego. What is knowledge? It is God alone is the doer and none else. That is knowledge. I am not doer. I am mere instrument in the hand of God. I am not doer. The ego, the ego which was moving about in the world, claiming its glory. I am this, I am that, I can do this, I have achieved this, all this. That ego, it's with the knowledge, this knowledge, it starts telling, not I, thou. I am not the doer. How he explains, you see. I am not the doer. First sentence is, God alone is the doer, none else. The second knowledge is, I am not how the ego gets transformed. This is transformation of life. I am not the doer, I am a mere instrument in his hand. So, therefore I say, O Mother, thou art the operator, I am the machine. Thou art the indweller, and I am the house. Thou art the driver, and I am the carriage. I move as thou movest me. I do as thou makest me do. I speak as thou makest me speak. Not I, but thou, but thou. How the transformation lives after lives, that ego is again and again manifesting with the birth. New birth, the child is still in the womb. 6th, 7th month, the ego starts manifesting. With the movements possible, the moment the ego I comes into picture, all the activities, coordination of the limbs and the senses, eye can open and see, hand can grasp, all these functions start with the formation of the ego in the womb. Movements also begin of the child. It is moving, it is acting, it is holding, it is leaving, it is opening its eyes. Everything happens after 7th month of the baby in the womb. You can see how the ego manifests. Still, the baby is unborn. Still, the ego manifests. It wants to see, it wants to hold. Mind has not yet formed. It is still clean slate when it is born, empty paper, nothing written on that. Still, the ego has come up. Mind is zero. The ego is already there. Because lives after life, that ego is manifesting. So, this ego is what? The doer. Till it undergoes a transformation and looks at the vast world, who is managing, what is life, when it tries to understand, oh, I am in the instrument, all things are moving at His will, He is making us move, so I move. So this part, an important part in the spiritual life. 2, it is a surrender of ego. I am going to give my ego entirely to God. That is, I am becoming free from all bonds and bondages of this world. With the ego dissolving, I have solved my problem of life and death. I am going beyond the limitations of, but it is very difficult to dissolve this ego and make it. Now we are not dissolving the ego as in the dream state, deep sleep, or as in the transcendental, entering into samadhi, nirvikalpa. In nirvikalpa, the ego totally dissolves. There will be no ego, just like in deep sleep, second stage, there won't be ego. Not this kind of dissolution of ego. The ego which is associated with the body and doership, kartritva, bhoktritva, Jnatruta. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, and Jnatrutva. I am the knower. I know this, I know that, I will enjoy this, I will do that. So doership, kartritva, Jnatritva, knowership, and bhoktritva, the enjoyership. These three are associated always with ego. And this is the main driving force. Now these Jnatritva, as soon as Jnatritva gets a little understanding of God, of this world and of Jiva, it starts understanding, I am an instrument in the hand of God. He is all powerful, all merciful. He is just love manifest. He is bliss, peace, love, absolute. God is full of bliss. He is the ocean of bliss. He is the ocean of peace. He is ocean of love. And I am offering myself as an oblation into that ocean. I am giving myself. This ego surrender is making me enter into the vast, boundless, eternal existence, like a ocean, endless ocean. Into it I am offering myself forever. And immediately I start experiencing that bliss of God, the love of God, and the peace of God. So this is the I am not doer, I am not doer. To enter into God, to make the pravesha, enter into God, I use this. I am not the doer, I am not the doer. Means we must have discrimination at the back, viveka. Viveka backing it, it starts understanding, feeling, visualizing God doing everything. He is an instrument. He experiences it intellectually, and with the heart he experiences, which makes him transcend the nature and go beyond, to experience directly, independent of bodily existence. So this is an important, Sri Ramakrishna, it is something like prapatti, the sharanagati, prapatti, and it is self-offering. Consciously I am offering myself forever. After that, ego won't be there. Till God keeps the ego of a servant or his devotee, my earlier ego associated with kartritva, bhoktritva, both will dissolve away. Jnatritva empties itself and then gets filled with the I am child of God, I am a devotee of God. That alone will be there. His only relationship in this world and forever is with God alone. With all others, they are reflections, they are children of God, and I have a duty to serve them. So, only thing I have to do in this world is not to find any faults anywhere, any defects anywhere, not to find. Not I must come to a stage where I am unable to see such things as defects. I accept the world as it is. That kind of acceptance, because it is governed by God and it belongs to God. I cannot find a defect when I start seeing divine in everything. So, this understanding, this jnana makes me transcend the nature and go. So, this is something like sutra. Sri Ramakrishna is giving us a sutra by which, holding on to that, I am, oh Lord, oh Mother, you are the doer, not I, not I. This constant, it must be visualized by mind. It is to be understood, then it has to manifest at every level of my existence. Mind, intellect, body, senses, everywhere. It must be constantly throughout my existence that you are the doer, I am your instrument. That ego dissolves and a new ego appears. I am the child of God. I am pure because the Atman purity starts flowing. The love unconditional starts flowing in that heart. To love all and serve all. My only duty in this world is to love all and serve all. God is there to take care of the rest of the things. So this is what we call jnana and egolessness. Not a. From Ramakrishna's house, the master went to Colonel Vishwanath's and from there to the lily cottage. That day ends. That is, the see when Sri Ramakrishna is to come, because these people cannot reach him so easily, bound by the so many duties and responsibilities of the family, of working for earning and all that. Sri Ramakrishna is to go himself, see the compassion of God. We simply say, God is merciful, God is full of love, God is full of compassion and all. But it is what we say is only words, but what actually is entirely different. It is ocean of compassion. It is not expressing a little compassion, and even if I totally, wholeheartedly dedicate for the other service, I feel compassion. I really feel, I start weeping at the suffering of others, but it cannot be compared to the gods. It is insignificant. My showing compassion or my serving is totally limited. I cannot do anything. Feeling compassion also. Suppose a man is suffering, I cannot do anything, but God can remove that suffering. God can postpone that suffering and give way for him to do his sadhana. So all that is possible, and a small iota of this compassion or feeling for others, and God sees ocean of compassion, His ocean of mercy, His ocean of love, His ocean of unimaginable. When God is looking after all the innumerable jivas in this world, is pouring His love. But because we are busy in the world, we don't want to come out of it, we don't want to leave it, we don't want it to go away from us also, this world. So God becomes helpless. I want to catch and hold. Though I am shouting, release me, I don't mean it because my grip is telling, no, I will not leave this. But mind, because of suffering, is telling, no, I don't want anything. But I have to release the grip also. It is not an intellectual or mental act to renounce, it is to give up. So this must happen together. My living. The living means not running away from it. Leaving the asakti in that. My interest in those things. All things will remain as they are, but I am only a witness, I am only an instrument. So this awareness, this understanding releases me from, and this, when I transcend the nature entirely, I become realized soul, then also I don't get the powers of God. I cannot give the love that God gives you, that love. A little God's love, after I realize, may flow through, just like if God is rain that pours down, I will be a tap water, and that water belongs to the Lord who has made the rain to come forward. So it is even of realization, even as Jivan Mukta, the love I can give to the world is limited. Time is limited, its capacity is limited, to act is limited. I cannot do anything, but God can do everything. So this is the difference between the compassion that we show. So we see Master living for means he has come to the various houses. By the time from one house to another, here a few hours, again there for a few hours, continuously he will move, and by the time he reaches back Dakshineshwar, his home, a place given to him where he can stay in Dakshineshwar temple area, a room was given to him. To reach that room, again it will be night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. By the horse carriage they will go and reach. See how much we not only taking human birth, but to act as human, coming down to the level of human, to reach them where they are. Imagine the love and compassion that God shows on us. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.